as in I've already kind of gone through everything I've wanted to say in my own head. But we'll see. So, it's always very interesting, right? When something like this happens. Um, it's always tough, right? 'Cause everything is served to us by algorithms nowadays. Dropping so many frames. Whoa. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't know if it needed to stabilize or if me stopping my downloading helps it, but whatever. I'm now alive again. I'm not dropping frames. So it's interesting, right? With this type of stuff. Um, it's always a vibes thing because obviously, like your whole everyone's feed is algorithms and stuff like that, but this really does feel different. It almost kind of feels, honestly, I think that's a pretty good comparison. It does kind of feel like when Aqua was, because Aqua, to people, to anyone in Japan, is really, it was an important Life member, you know? Huge following, a lot of people really related to her, really loved her. And I feel like this is a similar thing, you know? But for anyone who speaks English, God, live in 89 minutes. I mean, as many people have pointed out, we knew that this was coming. Chat disabled for this live stream? No, she'll probably. But yeah, I mean, we all knew this was coming. Senzawa, she tweeted on her other account. Like, not even long ago, like a couple weeks ago, something like that. I always thought Gura was a very interesting case as well because it was always a little questionable. Not. It was a little strange that she had such a successful account with Senzawa and that she joined Hololive. So I've thought about this before many times, and I don't know if it was, we'll never know. I highly doubt we'll ever know the answer to this, but was it sort of like, oh, I'll just apply for Hololive, because back when Myth came out, the VTuber sphere of influence was a lot different. The landscape was completely different, and especially for uh English VTubers. I mean, Hololive hadn't come out with their English VTubing unity. And Hololive is of course the market leader. They're the gold standard. They're the most popular, they have the most eyes by far. You know? It was very interesting when I found out that Senzawa was Gargura, probably like a year later, something like that. Which, I had been subscribed to Senzawa for a long time because, haha, funny. She had many videos, really blew up 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Or was it maybe legitimately she wanted to start over? Maybe she wanted a different persona, or maybe she was very forward looking and really could see the potential of Hololive. It's interesting to say the least, you know. And honestly, I know this wasn't a very difficult thing to predict, but literally when Senzawa tweeted the little fish emoji for the first, I think it was like the first time tweeting in 5 years or something, 4 years, something like that, I don't know. I mean, I think I literally tweeted at someone, just replied to a post and just said, yeah, she probably will graduate, but to be honest with you, I don't know if it's gonna really change anything. If she does go back to her Senzawa account, I don't know if it's really gonna change much. Obviously, she'll be out of Hololive, but in terms of her schedule and how she streams, her consistency, I don't think it's gonna change much. Honestly, there's definitely a lot that we do not know. That's another thing we'll probably never know as well, right? Is why didn't she? Why? What was going on? You know? Why was her streaming just so erratic? I mean, it's been like this for really as long as I remember. She would come back for a little while. She'd do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 streams in a month. And then, before that, she only did one stream in a month. And then, 2 streams in a month. About like what, 6 streams in a month? It was just never really consistent. I mean, honestly, it's been like that for a very long time. So I don't know. I still stand by that the reason why, especially right now, we're seeing so many uh VTubers leaving from Hololive is the sort of perception and the wants and needs of a a live streamer in the West, you know? Because I feel like in the West, people just want to be a live streamer, you know? People just want to be a live streamer. They want the benefits of you go live whenever you feel like it. You don't have to really answer to anyone. If you don't want to, you just float around and, just do whatever. Just Zatsu on stream and that's it, you know? Where in the East, in Japan, and, Asia, and I guess in general, I feel like a lot more value is put on the access to the resources and the sponsors and the ability to be able to do this sort of large scale idol type deals, and of course there's some people like that in the end. Like, I don't think, for example, I don't think Fuamoko will ever leave. I mean, you never know, but it really does seem like their dream was to be the idols they always wanted to be. And well, one of the best places to do that is Hololive. But I think the reality of it is that a lot of people aren't. It's just not what they want, you know. And if you can basically continue your core activities, that you want to do, but with even more freedom, or even just less pressure, because like I don't think no one's forcing Gura to stream, right? But there's pressure. Like when most people think of Hololive English, they think of Gargura, you know? So I mean, for a lot of people, I would assume in this position, you're sort of in the back of your mind, you're like, I gotta stream, I gotta, at least for me, I really beat myself up in those situations when there's something that I feel like I should be doing, but I'm not doing it. I really, I don't let that get to me. But then again, the stakes aren't this high, And the highest stakes I have is like my Japanese practice. Like, I get frustrated with myself when I neglect this, but I don't like, fall into depression or anything, or really, it ain't that deep for me. But I'm sort of strange in that way, where I'm able to keep myself very mentally stable on very little. I know a lot of people are not like that. Yeah. But especially when you see it's sort of a domino, when you see who was the first person in English to leave besides like Sana. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be Hololive. I mean, it can be any sort of agency like this. Whether it be I mean, so it could even be like Made Mint or Doki Bird. You know, those are two situations where they left their company and turned around and became one of the almost titans of the indie VTuber space. You know, and I think for a lot of these people, you know, you see your colleagues leave and you know start their either ramp back up their old channels or you know sort of rebrand like Fauna did and be super successful. And it's just it's hard to ignore. Like I don't blame them. Hard to ignore from basically every single perspective. You know, from a financial perspective, which you know I know not everyone is like that's their number one priority, but it's still a thing from financial perspective, from a sort of freedom perspective. Sure, you lose access to some of those, you know, the billion yen studio or whatever, and the ability to go get a work visa and live in Japan if you wanted, or whatever. But in a lot of the ways you gain independence, it's a lot less pressure. I mean, people don't realize that being in Hololive doesn't mean it's you're busy. You know, some people just ain't built for that busy type of life. You know, there are live streamers after all. We all know the jokes about live streamers. Their temperamental schedules and motivation. Yeah, I just you know not a lot of these. Even though I watch so many VTubers, I don't know. Like I don't. You know. Maybe just the right person hasn't hit yet. You know. I was trying to think about like how would it feel if like Bay left or I don't know like Subaru left. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, another part of me really I don't know like who will be the last one standing? Like what happens when there's no one left? Tough to say. honestly, we're probably not done well with seeing this stuff. Honestly, I think Kiara is probably. I don't know. It's really tough to tell because Kiara's history. She's definitely wanted to be an idol for a long time, and she is now. You know, so that might definitely be keeping her in Hololive, but her personality would definitely say that she is. You would expect her to probably have already left by now, you know? Sort of off to do her own thing. But she tried that for a long time, and I don't know if it really. I don't know. I do appreciate this being, like, not a multi day thing, though. I mean, I was still at work earlier when this dropped, and now, same day, later tonight, we're get to see the outcome. We don't have to wait a whole day in suspense with Twitter just churning out. You just get it over with. Honestly, to a certain extent, I don't know. Like everyone, honestly, everyone is just like everyone in English I could see graduating. Just about. I I look down at this desk mat with all of Hello Live English, and I just you know that you could see Kiara going. I could see Tony going. And it's interesting because let's go to. Uh, I mean, look at how many JP members there are. You know, you got Gen 1. Well, no, Aqua's gone, isn't she? She was part of Gen 1, I believe. Gen 1, Gen 0. Oh, no, she wasn't. And so you've had all these are still here. Everyone here is still here. They had 2 graduations from this generation. Everyone from Gamers is still there. Russia was deleted, but we're not gonna count that. Coco graduated, but that was quite a while ago. Damn. Really crazy that Deltia didn't even, or what was even her? Elo didn't even get a. Kind of crazy. Chloe's gone. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, so out of 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 5. So yeah, like 6, 7, 8. I mean, I don't know if 9 technically. Wait, 8. Like 8, 7.5 of JP members. There's only been like 4 or 5 that have left. In literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's only what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 generations of English versus 7 in Japanese. And a lot of these JP members have been here for a very long time. You know? So it's interesting to see sort of the differences between JP and English. The one that hit me the hardest is Achan. It really is, which I know sounds stupid, but I don't know. Does it say when? Hold up. Does it say when these people debuted? No. MMD. No. Damn, I didn't know Roboco had so many outfits. I guess she has been here for a long time. I remember wondering, like, probably back in 2020 or like 2021, what would happen? You know, are they just gonna keep debuting more members forever? You know? You know, how many is sustainable before it's too many? Well, back then there weren't that many graduations. And honestly, someone who I am kind of surprised hasn't left is I am. I think her schedule has almost been bad as Gura's. Maybe it's not been that bad lately, but I mean, around here, I don't know. I just remember a very similar thing happening, you know, multiple breaks for a very, very long time. So many members, so many different people. So many different personalities. Hmm. So just leave this ominously sitting right next to the Senzawa tab. Hey, what are you gonna do? What is there to do? $1,500 a month? Yeah, damn. Oh my god, I can't imagine, dude. Not that bad. Hold up. Total health food. Mission not find that. Damn, that would be sick as fuck house. I'm sorry, I could not live with someone who just fucking smokes weed all the time though. Dude, I got some nasty ass friends, honestly. I think like my room is dirty. And I'm like, damn. If anyone ever came over here, they go, damn, your house is dirty as hell. Then I go over to some of these other my friend's house and I'm like, damn. No, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Just shit everywhere, food all over the place. Fucking nothing's dusted or cleaned or anything. Just dude, drugs, dude. Doesn't matter what type of drugs. Even weed, it's just have shit everywhere. It's nasty.
横断。道路を横断するときは注意して。
Oh, god damn it. Where's my Chrome icon go? This is Chrome and it's just gone. What happened? Where did it go?
幅。この道は幅が狭いので気をつけて運転してください。
警告。車に駐車違反の警告を貼られました。
当番。今日は私が掃除の当番です。
日の丸。
日の丸。日本の国旗は日の丸と呼ばれています。名付ける。子猫にトラと名付けました。
Wow.
散らかる。弟の部屋はいつも散らかっているんだ。
服装。そのパーティーはカジュアルな服装で大丈夫です。
Wait, oh yeah, okay. 10:30, right? And it's 9:30. Okay. That is when the graduation announcement is. Dresser.
タンス。昨日タンスを買いました。
God, I'll never forget this though. when Ame announced she was graduating, I remember exactly where I was, and I probably will never forget this because I was in Japan. I was in Japan, and I had just gotten out of a fucking kebab place. I think I had my phone in my hand because I was like about to set my, Google Maps to get back to my hotel. Or I was going somewhere. And then the Hollow Plus notification popped up. Amelia Watson graduation announcement. I was just like, what? Man, here, right now, of all places, like, just felt like I was in a fucking movie, you know?
信仰。信仰は心の支えです。
高い。これがこの町で一番高いビルです。
I wonder if I will forget this word in 4.6 years. Oh my god.
象徴。天皇は日本国の象徴です。
象徴。
理屈。彼には理屈が通じない。打ち込む。彼は研究に打ち込んでいます。登山。夏休みには家族で登山をします。
当時。彼女は当時まだ3歳だった。
God damn it. I don't remember.
防止。警察は犯罪の防止に努めてい
Oh, well,
ま
that's
す。
why I don't remember, because it's a new word. It just looked familiar.
警察は犯罪の防止に努めています。船長。私がこの船の船長です。
早まる。早まらないでよく考えましょう。
共に。最後まで共に頑張りましょう。
暴落。
暴落。昨日株価が暴落しました。要する。このビルは完成までに2年を要した。
到達。
到達。ついに山頂に到達しました。
Oh. 帽子。
防止。警察は犯罪の防止に努めています。仲直り。喧嘩した友達と仲直りしました。
保健。保健室で少し休んだわ。
審議。その問題は審議中です。
保護。
保護。みんなで環境を保護しましょう。
我々の決意は固いです。症状。医者に症状を説明したよ。
予防。
予防。虫歯は予防できます。
うん。
スラスラ。その小学生は難しい本をスラスラ読んだの。
装置。実験にはこの装置を使います。
横断。道路を横断するとき
I
は
will never get
注
it.
意して。つぶやく。彼は一人で何かつぶやいていたの。
騒動。警察がやってきて騒動を鎮めたんだ。予防。虫歯は予防できます。
幅。幅。
幅。この道は幅が狭いので気をつけて運転してください。
相談。相談したいことがあります。
混ざる。水と油は混ざりません。とうとう引っ越しの日が来ました。
There's almost 50,000 people waiting for Gura, and there's still 41 minutes left. That's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. What was... Aqua's had like a shit ton.
兵隊が銃を構えていたよ。つぶる。目をつぶってください。
皆、私の昇進を皆が喜んでくれたの。
博士。彼は数学の博士だそうです。
否定。彼、友達の意見を否定した。
とんかつ。昼食にとんかつを食べました。登山。夏休みには家族で登山をします。
I just want to go to bed, honestly. After this, I might... I don't know, it's a little early.
乱暴。人に乱暴し。
Dumbo. Can I like... Hello, OBS. Whatever. Every day. Binge. Shitsugyo. I don't know why I miss this one too every time. Uh, uh, oh. Uh, Orak. Really 1.6 years old. French. Hold on. I'll see you in 7 days. Word. Oh. I completely forgot. Haru. Crazy. Gura's still trending on the global scale. Oops. T minus 25 minutes. 11 minutes, 19 seconds. Well, might as well put this on screen. We're getting down to the wire now. How many people we got? Oh my god, already 100,000. Jesus Christ. Ooh, yeah. Wait, so when did it? Hold up. When did Aqua graduate? It was August 28th. I was there, as I usually am. Let's go back to August. That's too far. May, July. Why does it skip months? I fucking hate when it does that, you fucking bitch. August 27th, August 28th. So there were 100,000 people waiting, like there is now. Oh my god. Holy shit, I didn't remember that. There was 700,000 people watching. Oh, but this wasn't that wasn't the announcement. That was you know, that was very interesting because that whole thing was like it was the final stream. I feel like most like what was Fauna's final stream? Yeah, it was just a little goodbye. It wasn't like a whole big ass fucking concert like that. Damn, that was crazy. I remember that, man. It was truly insane. I was working an opening shift that day at work, which I almost never do. So it was crazy just sitting there, you know, doing nothing. Just super crazy. Few minutes. Waiting for Gargura Yen. That was not a minute. That was a fast minute. Fastest minute of my life. The camera's coming in, boys. That's the wrong thing. God damn it. What? Just so they can't claim no copyright. I don't think they would anyways, but you know. Here we go. Live reaction. Go put that in theater mode, you know what I'm saying? There's not really a video here, it's just gonna be voice. I'm really surprised by that. Chat is disabled. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I wonder if this will be live. Probably not, but I don't know. You never know. Maybe will they though, because I feel like it would have already started playing if it was. Pre-recorded. Wait. Is chat chatting or no? Holy shit, hold up, it's here. Okay, I was gonna say that seemed like a weird. Okay. Holy bro. Oh my god. It is live.
Hi.
Yeah, it's
Hello,
surely not a
everyone.
graduation. Surely not a graduation.
It's me, Gargura,
Doesn't even sound like her,
From-
bro.
Hololive English.
We're almost at 200k viewers. That's
Thank you for
crazy.
coming tonight and for being here. It really means a lot to me that you're here right now.
200,000. Christ, bro.
I'll keep this short and to the point. I'm not so good with words, but I will do my best. And please forgive me. I am reading off of some notes so that I don't forget anything.
Bro, she sounds like the soul has left her body. Necro for you! What is his name?
First of all,
No Chrome
I'm
for
really sorry for
Shout out this old
worrying you
CSGO videos.
or upsetting you with this announcement.
Where's the goat?
This has been a very long time coming,
Yeah.
but today I am here to announce
Yeah,
that
to the
I
chat.
will be graduating from Hololive on May 1st, 2025.
Damn,
JST.
we don't even have that
My
long.
reasons being disagreements with management and company direction. I debuted in September of 2020 with 4 other incredibly talented girls who I respect and admire. I had barely any streaming or singing and dancing experience before joining.
Yeah, because under
This
Senzawa,
company.
she didn't have.
It
She
was
made videos, but really not that much
incredibly
streaming.
exciting, but also very intense and unexpected to be suddenly surrounded by so many eyes and expectations.
That's what I was saying earlier
I
in the
remember
stream.
there being many days where the stress was so
Yep, the
overwhelming that I
pressure
couldn't eat or
of
keep food
of
down.
so many subscribers all at once, just becoming the face of
But the
one of the faces of
continuous
Hololive, one of
support
the
and
faces of
patience
Hololive
of my
English.
wonderful community helped
A
to
lot.
lessen that feeling and pushed me to go on to do things that I didn't even know I was capable of. I am so lucky and so thankful for each and every one of you, to the opportunities given to me, and for the almost 5 years we've been able to spend together.
We're at
I
240.
love singing for you and performing for you on stage or in my bedroom. You helped pull me out of my shell, and I went off from being too scared to sing alone in my shower to singing live in front of hundreds and thousands of people. When I think about how many of you I've been able to connect with, it brings me so much joy. It's been an honor and a dream come true to be your shark, your Gooba. With you, I've been able to achieve what I thought for a very long time would be impossible for a girl like me. To feel a part of something and to belong. I love being an idol and VTubing and watching all of my senpai, kawaii, and the entire VTubing community grow into this amazing, colorful, and successful world. I love the banter we've shared over the years. I love your clips and compilations, your cosplays, fan art, every single bit of it. I am so lucky to have been loved in such a way. Those of you that sat and fretted over what to write, that poured your hearts out to me in ink, please know that I have all of your letters, and I will seal them and keep them forever until the archaeologists dig them up in 300 years and try and decipher what a gargura was.
What is?
Thank you for your compassion, your creativity, and your dedication to me. Thank you for waiting for me. Thank you for waiting for me to return when the outside world became too much. Let's have as much fun as we can together during these last 2 weeks.
Literally, yeah, 2 weeks,
Please
man.
share your
That's so
kindness and
fast.
patience with everyone.
Like, it's not even a month.
And while my time here may be coming to an end, I will cherish the memories that we've made together forever. I have one final project to share with you, and I can't wait for you to see it. I'm feeling really optimistic for the future, and I hope you are too. Thank you, everyone, for letting me be your little shark.
That is stream end. I don't know. It's still, honestly, when she goes back to Senzawa or rebrands, I don't know, man. I don't know if things are gonna change, really. I think we might see ourselves in the same position. She might see herself in the same position. Did it live, though. Did it live. No pre-recorded. I think Shion did hers pre-recorded. Why is this camera fucked up? Why does it even have autofocus? Yeah, that's it. And right now, and somewhere in the United States, there's a very short woman sitting in her desk chair crying as I speak. She's probably going through one of the most painful things of her life. What are you gonna do? Yeah, it's definitely. I'm glad she put that part in there about um the pressure in the beginning. And I'm just gonna say it. I don't think it ever really went away. I think did she say it lessened? It never really like went away, you know? Cause yeah, I was actually looking through my Google Photos for 2020, and I remembered that I remember watching her sub count go from like 0 to 1 million in like a month, which is just insane. Even though she already had 1 million subscribers on her other account, it's very different to have 1 million people all staring at you at once, you know? Yeah, I don't know. And what a bad time for a birthday.